This is the true life story of Kelvin 50 Cent Martin, the street legend who inspired the biggest.
Who is Kelvin Martin, the real 50 Cent? Kelvin Darnell Martin, also known as 50 Cent, was an American criminal based on Fort Greene Brooklyn, New York. Martin is primarily known as the inspiration of the name of the rapper 50 Cent. Born in the Bronx borough of the New York City on July 24, 1964, Martin was particularly raised there by his grandmother, Irene Martin. He later moved to Brooklyn, residing in the Fort Greene district. Martin was possibly known as 50 Cent to his reputation of being prepared to rob anyone, regardless of how much money they were carrying at the time. Another story is that it came from an incident where he entered a game of dice with 50 cents and ended up walking away with $500. Martin spent time in Rikers Island as a youth. The nickname may also be an allusion to his small stature. He weighed only 120 pounds and his height was 5'2". Martin was known to be armed at all times with his two favorite long-barrel handguns, a Colt 45 and a .357 Magnum. Martin declined to become a drug dealer in then relatively new crack cocaine trade, instead preferring to obtain money through strong arm robbery. He would soon go on to assemble the collective known as the Brooklyn Zoo, a group of teens who reportedly targeted blue-collar workers, college students, liquor stores, pimps, and especially intoxicated clubs veterans for robbery. They collected cash from fencing designer purses and gold chains stolen from Portuguese and Latin Quarter, Harlem World and the Roxy nightclubs in Manhattan. They were also known to have preyed on customers and even attendees at the Brooklyn Armory, the Empire Skating Rink, and LB Square Mall in Brooklyn. Martin is said to have attended a Rick James concert at the Meadowlands Concert Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, just so he could rob other fans' attendance. Martin gained widespread notoriety after allegedly robbing several members of the hip-hop industry. His victims included members of the rap group Houdini and teenage names James LL Cool J Smith. Purportedly, Martin approached Smith in the parking lot of a White Castle fast food restaurant in Brooklyn and appropriated the young star a solid gold rope chain at gunpoint. According to locals, Martin also had a violent run with Jason Jam Master J Missile of Run DMC confrontation between his Brooklyn Zoo crew and Michelle resulted in a shootout between Martin's group and the Hollis crew, a stick-up gang from Michelle's neighborhood. Martin's association with rappers wasn't always criminal or even hostile. Eric Barrier, or Eric B, and Rakim was a friend of Martin. The two developed a friendship in 1986 and became so close that Martin became a member of the Paid in Full posse. Martin's main robbery targets were allegedly drug dealers and their stash houses. His modus operandi expanded to include kidnapping and extortion as well. Martin would offer protection against robberies, violence and vandalism and other forms of assault to local store owners and drug dealers in exchange for regular cash payoffs. Those who turned down this arrangement would find themselves the victims of said assaults, which were participated by Martin himself. Martin's robbery and extortion proceeds afforded him a place of distinction as the owner of custom gold-colored Volkswagen Jetta. Martin's penchant for carrying out of his assaults without attempting to conceal his identity guarded him several enemies. In addition to being stabbed numerous of times, it is estimated that Martin was shot at least 24 times in 9 separated incidents. Despite having never been indicted for murder, he is also believed to have killed 30 people. On October 20, 1987, Martin was shot in the stairway of his girlfriend building in Albany House of Crown Heights, dying at the Kings County Hospital 4 days later. Julio Wimo Evicendo was convicted of his first-degree manslaughter and served about a decade in prison for Martin's killing.